As a child, I always enjoyed the Christmas specials that were on TV leading up to Christmas, the Charlie Brown Christmas, and those claymation specials that they had, Rudolph. My favorite one was The Little Drummer Boy, and not only is that my favorite Christmas song, and it's not because of the catchy rum-pum-pum-pums that go throughout, but it's about the story of the song, and my favorite part of that story is when in the song where it says, "I played my drum for him, I played my best for him, then he smiled at me." As a child, that was always my way of simplifying my relationship with Christ, that if I just was good and did the best that I could, then Jesus would be smiling upon me. But as I've gotten older, it's kind of changed a little bit in that I see the playing of the drum and the beating of the drum as a way of more about, it's more than just being good and doing your best. It's more about giving Jesus your mind, your heart, your very life. That's what makes him smile. And the reason is because that's exactly what Jesus gives us. That's what he gives us every time we come into this place. On this, the Feast of the Epiphany, Isaiah prophesies the gospel story today in the first reading, and we see it being played out in the Gospel of Matthew. Magi traveling a great distance. They have heard of a newborn king being born. They knew that the story of what was to take place, and they come bearing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. These three gifts symbolize the kingship of Jesus. They symbolize his divinity. They symbolize his own humanity. They speak to the incarnation of what has taken place, of God becoming man, becoming among us. And as they present those gifts, they do so with a joyful heart. Their story, their journey, is not unlike our story and our journey. Our journey through life, encountering Christ as we go, laying before him our gifts. It's not gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh that we come to lay before him today, but it is our minds, our hearts, and our lives. We come to lay before our newborn King this day whatever has been occupying our mind this past week. We come laying before him whatever may weigh our hearts down or even lifts our hearts up, our joys and our sorrows before him. We lay before him the very person that we are, children of God, sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, teachers, doctors, whatever our vocation is in life, whoever we are, whatever gives our life meaning, we come and we lay before him before that. Because of what we get in return in this Eucharist is Christ himself. We receive his body and his blood, his soul and his divinity, his love and his mercy. And the exchange that happens today is a beautiful exchange. The best part about the gospel story in my mind today comes at the very end, when it says that the Magi leave in a different way. It teaches us and reminds us that every time we encounter Christ, every time we come and we lay before him our minds and hearts and lives, every time we encounter Christ, we never leave the same way we came. We always leave differently because we are transformed into his image and into his likeness. And that takes place every time we come into this place, every time we come to worship our King, every time we come to share our lives with Christ. We're always being transformed and changed into his very likeness.